Hey guys, and welcome into another Buffy reaction. Today we are on season 5 episode 7, which is titled Fool for Love. So many possibilities with a title like that. I really enjoyed the last episode, Family, and I love a Tara-centric episode. It was just like crazy to find out that she thought she was a demon her entire life, and like her personality didn't even need an explanation, but it explained her entire personality, and I was just like, I got emotional at the end. It was really nice seeing her feel like she really found her family through the Scooby Gang finally. It was a long time coming, but I'm excited to hopefully see them all like take Tara in more and not just kind of have her there as Willow's +1 everywhere. If you would like to see my full reaction, that is available on my Patreon below, but if you would rather just watch the edited version here on YouTube, then let's get into it.
Spike, known as William the Bloody, and his nickname by torturing his victims with railroads.
Are we gonna get a Spike-centric episode? We are! They're setting us up to get some new Spike lore.
Buffy, I love you. God, I love you so much.
The I love you is what's really throwing me off about that dream.
Know more about where I come from, about the other Slayers.
Haven't forgotten about that. I'm ready to get into that, like the history of the Slayers and everything.
You smelled this back when you were alive?
Oh.
As if it's a
He looks
postmortem
straight out the
thing,
80s.
Boy, is my face red. But just so you know, personal grooming's come a long way since you became a vampire.
Who's dreaming? What do you mean? Why? Why is it doing that to me? Because I know that wasn't real. That was not real. I was like, oh, how cute. We're starting like with our little classic graveyard banter scene. Live for those. And then it ends like that. And then no one wakes up. They're tricking me. April Fools. Is Spike? Oh, him. Riley. I can't believe this is real. And wasn't it just the last episode or the 2 episodes ago? She was annoyed with him still working on the graveyards.
You said it wasn't that bad.
Darla. Drusilla.
Don't worry. Accelerated healing powers come with the Slayer package.
So tell me about the bad guy, or guys. What do you think they were?
Vampire. 1.
Yeah, that's weird for her, actually.
What? He was like a...
He just beat me.
Are you disinfecting something?
Oh, mine. Some nail polish experiment.
Thank you, Dawn. Okay. Wow.
Did I just pull a Slayer-related mom cover-up thing? Who's the man?
You are.
A very short, annoying man.
She just helped us. Come on.
Oh, cool.
Cool, she said.
I mean, gross.
Dawn takes household duty. I'll take tonight's patrol. I will patrol with the group tonight.
When do I get to patrol?
Okay.
Not until you were never.
Okay, main character Riley. If I know one thing about Riley, it's that he loves being helpful.
What's with the hand move? You see that? Does that like mean something?
It's code.
Not the chips. Oh, he's go. I think definitely follow him. Ask.
Hey, Riley! I'll take the cemeteries. You guys get the bronze.
Are we not being covert enough?
We're sorry.
Man, they've been chilling lately.
Just ditch the chips. Watch my
Like,
back.
I'm kind of team Riley on this type of thing. We do remember what kind of things pop up in Sunnydale, right?
Here's another one. Early 18th century Slayer.
Ooh.
Good. Let's hope she'll be more helpful than this last one. Slayer called, blah, blah. Great protector, blah, blah. Scary battles, blah, blah. Oops, she's dead.
They're all just written as like the same caricature of each other.
Where are the details of the Slayer's last battle? You know, what made that fight special? Why did she lose?
True.
Wait, not Al.
Slayers. You killed 2 of them.
That's right. They reminded me of that in the very beginning. I didn't even connect that he would be a good person to talk to. I am curious. Did he just get lucky? I feel like he couldn't have just gotten lucky.
One in China during the Boxer Rebellion, one in New York. Both got killed by you. Tell the tale.
Since I agreed to your little proposition, we can do this my way. Wings.
Chicken?
What?
Order me up a plate. I'm feeling peckish.
You know what? That's so valid.
Were you born this big a pain in the ass?
Must have been.
What can I tell you, baby? I've always been bad.
Ew. Ew. I kind of like the baby, but then I've always been bad was just pushing it a little too much for me.
You have one hors d'oeuvre, sir?
Quickly.
Oh, wait.
I'm the very spirit of vexation. What's another word for gleaming?
Am I looking at Spike right now?
What do you make of this rash of disappearances sweeping through our town?
I prefer not to think of such dark, ugly business at all. That's what the police are for. The inks are still wet. Please, it's not finished.
Don't be shy. Effulgent.
Oh, I hate public embarrassment. It's the cruelest people get off on that.
They call him William the Bloody because of his bloody awful poetry.
It suits him. I'd rather have
What?
a railroad spike.
They're not like you and I.
You and I.
Oh, she's not feeling it.
Your poetry, it's not written about me, are they?
They're about how I feel. Please, if they're no good, they're only words, but the feeling behind them. Try to see me.
I do see you. That's the problem.
What the
You're
hell?
nothing to me, William.
Okay, really knows how to let a guy down gently. Jesus.
You're beneath me.
Nail in the coffin. That's sad, but it's okay, buddy.
Watch where you're going.
Man, he's always loved very fiercely, hasn't he? Like his obsession with Drusilla, you can like see the traits of how that would be amplified as a vampire just based on how he is here.
Catastrophe came crashing down from heaven
Drew?
and brought this dashing stranger.
Do I know who changed him into a vampire? Was it Drew?
That burning baby fish swimming all around your head.
That's quite close enough. You'll not be getting my purse, I tell you.
I tell you.
You walk in worlds the others can't begin to imagine.
Mother's expecting me.
Something glowing and glistening. Something
Like he wants recognition.
effulgent.
Oh man.
Do you want it?
Of course he does.
Yes.
Made the perfect little trap.
God, yes.
Is this brand new information? I didn't know. Did I know?
What you got? That's him.
Oh yeah. Let's get him. It's a whole den. Ooh. Yeah, we need reinforcements. We can't be busting in there by ourselves.
Becoming a vampire is a profound and powerful experience.
I feel this new strength coursing through me.
Oh yeah.
Getting killed made me...
What a storyteller. Knowing that he was like a poet and now he's like very, I don't know, eloquent with his storytelling and high and mighty about it.
I had to give myself a gang.
Perhaps it's my fancy years that makes me so
Angel.
forgetful, William.
It's Spike now.
Where did that come from?
You do well
Spike.
to remember it, mate.
This is so
We barely
fun.
got out of London alive because of you.
Seeing
Everywhere
Darling,
we
Drew,
go,
and
it's the
Angel.
same
and
story. And
William the Bloody likes the attention.
He likes to give a good show.
I'll take a good brawl any day.
And every time you do, we become the hunted.
I think our boys are going to fight.
Come on, when was the last time you unleashed it?
You don't want to
fighting
ask
them
him to
all.
unleash.
Back against the wall.
If I can't teach you, maybe someday an angry crowd will. Or the Slayer.
What's a slayer?
Who's the Slayer
After
at
I
that
was
time?
obsessed. I was young.
So how'd you kill her?
Glory. That's a word I was looking for too. He cares about the glory.
A slayer must always reach for her weapon. I've already got mine.
That was a little intimate.
Good
Can't
thing,
lie.
too. Nothing but one goal. That's you, honey.
Not the honeys and the
Back
babies. Let me see her. Ooh. Oh my god. It looks like it's just gonna be a classic fight and he won. I really thought there was gonna be more of a story of like why. Oh my god, yeah. Like why she, like a reason as to why they lost and he won, but it's like, it looks like it was just a classic fight. Oh my god.
I don't speak Chinese.
Oh man. I wish I could follow the life of every single Slayer. I would watch a show for every single Slayer.
You ever hear them say the blood of a Slayer is a powerful aphrodisiac?
I haven't heard that. Interesting. She was so high up. He lifted her so high up. Okay.
My little Spike just killed himself, Slayer.
Put your tongue away.
Congratulations. I guess that makes you one of us.
When and if this snooper does show up, I'll give you first crack at it.
The slow-mo. Oh. Okay, yep. Do it for the glory. He's such a showman.
You got off on it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. He's a
Suppose you're
soulless
telling me you
vampire.
don't.
Ooh, kind of true. There's a theme of that as well.
The problem with you, Summers, is you've gotten so good, you're starting to think you're immortal.
Not really.
Yeah,
Just know I
she's
can handle myself.
very aware that she's breakable. Nothing to see here.
So that's it?
Not even close.
Come on.
They're really building up the tension between them in these scenes. Just the way that they're talking about to each other. Well, the way he's talking to her. And like getting in each other's space and stuff. What are you doing? I thought we were gonna be back in the morning. Why? Good job. Oh.
Give it to me.
Riley. That was impressive. Oh god, not the play fighting. It's just gonna end. I just know how it always ends.
The question isn't how'd I win. The question is why'd they lose.
There's a big difference,
I
love.
love that she didn't flinch. Just stop trying. That's interesting though. He can like fake fight. He just can't put any intent into it.
You're not ready to know.
I'm ready.
What?
Okay, then.
Ooh. Oh my god, not the fit. Oh my god, that's amazing. She is killing it now. How does this turn? Oh my god, how does he survive this?
I could have danced all night with that one.
You think we're dancing?
That's all we've ever done.
That's all we've ever done. I love this back and forth.
Death is your art.
Part of you is desperate to know what's it like. Where does it lead you?
He freaks me out because like I feel like he reads people so well. So is this true?
Slayer.
Probably. Do you think
Has a death wish.
every Slayer has a death wish? Like because he's read people so well in the past, I'm like, is this true? Like, is he reading Buffy right now?
You've got ties to the world.
Mum, brat kid sister. Sooner or later, you're gonna want it.
That's a scary
The
thought.
second you know I'll be there, I'll slip in.
He knows
Have myself a
he has
real
good timing. So his thing was good. His secret is good timing and his ability to read them and when they're just ready to be done.
One good swing, you know you want to.
I mean it.
So do I.
Don't be looking at her lips. Ew.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah. This isn't one of your dreams.
You know you want to dance.
It would never be you. You're beneath me.
Oh. Oh. Do not. He's not crying. Is he? What? Are you joking? I don't know, vampires could cry like I didn't know they had that kind of emotion. I don't think you're allowed to pull the trigger. I don't think the chip is gonna let you.
She's the Slayer. She is so gonna kick your ass.
Tell him, Harmony.
I haven't said a word about the bloody Slayer since we left California. She's on the other side of the planet.
Oh my god.
I did, Pet. I did it for you.
I
You
forgot
keep
he called her
punishing me.
pet.
Carrying on with creatures like this.
Oh yeah, she's hooking up.
You guys obviously have a thing going on here.
No.
You're all covered with that.
I look at you, all I see is the Slayer.
It's like his obsession has shifted from Drew to Buffy. I wonder why.
Hey, I put together that grocery list for you.
Have you seen my conditioner?
Did you look under the sink?
Where are you going?
You know, the nothing that I've been dealing with the last couple of weeks?
The headaches?
It might not be nothing. I'm staying overnight at the hospital for observation. I'm getting a CAT scan.
We know what it is, and the CAT scan is like gonna do nothing. I hope it's not a physical. What if it is like something physically wrong with her? Because we think right now it's just like, you know, the curse thing, or, you know, the whole Dawn situation. But I guess it could be more. Are they gonna make him see her cry and retreat? He can't even shoot her if he wants to, though, I think, because of the chip.
What do you want now?
What's wrong?
I don't want to talk about it.
Especially not with you, of all people.
Is there something I can do?
Why? Like, he's being nice. He does have a gun in his hand that he was intending to use tonight on her. Aww. Just gonna sit there in silence together. Sometimes that's the best thing. Oh my god, they just took a breath at the same time. Oh wow, okay. This one was a lot. This one was, I mean, I think this was the first one especially that is trying to be the start of a turning point for Spike. I feel like the little seeds we've gotten in episodes before this, starting with Spike waking up from that dream about Buffy, it was like, yeah, it's clearly just obsession, and also even just creepy in some of the ways that the obsession was manifesting, like standing outside her house and everything. And he still has the urge to kill. The reason he wants to kill her is because he's a soulless vampire, but also because he especially has this, like, a kink for glory. He likes to get the attention. He likes to do things with style. And, you know, the more that because I think he's, like, killed 2 Slayers in the past, the fact that he's had so much trouble with her is probably even more annoying for him and drives him more to be like, I should kill her just to prove myself and that I've still got it, you know? Oh my god, this was a really interesting one where, first of all, seeing him there's so many things I want to talk about, but I need to force myself to go in order. Okay. Oh, okay. So first of all, Riley saving Buffy at the beginning. It was really scary actually to see Buffy. I thought it wasn't real. Buffy gets stabbed, especially in that manner, which they brought up between a conversation between her and Giles, where it was like, yeah, it was just one normal vampire and I got stabbed. And it's like, it's a big wake-up call. I feel like she gets a wake-up call like this every so often, where it's like you start feeling invincible because you've been doing so well. But you just need to remember that you're capable of mistakes and you always need to be ready to learn more and grow more and everything, which she is in that mindset, but it's just easy to like slip up, and it's scary to realize how easy it is to slip up. So her wanting to double down on, you know, what did the other Slayers do wrong that ended up getting them killed? Spike's answer to that, which we will get to, is actually really scary, because it's not really anything that you can perfect physically. It's more of like a mental beating that they take over time, and then they just can't take it anymore. Yeah, Riley's saving her. I thought, you know, I was like, okay, go Riley. You know, he was so worried about all the stuff that was shot up into him by the government lab that was keeping him stronger. He was like so worried about not being able to be helpful. But the fact that he saved Buffy and the fact that he then went and took out all of those vampires by himself, like, he's just incredibly useful and strong and diligent and smart. He's a great fighter. It's like, I know he would do anything to make things easier for Buffy and just to be a good person and kill demons like he's been doing all these years. But I just hope, you know, I was scared when he went and did that on his own, because it was like, Buffy's in this position right now where she is like, I need to work on perfecting my craft even more, and she's going to Spike of all people for help because that's how desperate she is, while at the same time Riley is so desperate to be of help and to be a demon slayer still that he's going and doing these crazy things all by himself. And yes, this time he succeeded and it was like cool to see. It's like, okay, go Riley, but it also makes me nervous because it's like, please don't start making this a regular thing because I don't want him to get hurt either. So yeah, the little scene of Anya and Willow and Xander in the graveyard was so fun. It just felt, I don't know, I love those campy moments. Like just them with their bag of chips acting like the Three Stooges while Riley's trying to take this super serious. It was like the humor that this episode needed. Then we get to Spike flashbacks. It took me a minute. I'm so proud of myself for recognizing him as fast as I did. It wasn't even fast, but for me, I'm proud of myself. The hair and the tan really threw me off. But yeah, it was interesting seeing what he was like as a human, because I think it's been mentioned in this universe that their human characteristics do carry on into their vampire characteristics, which we've seen with Harmony probably the best. Like her human personality was really amplified in an evil way, obviously, in her vampire personality. So it's just cool to go backwards and see what Spike was like, and to see that he was like, first of all, obviously a big romantic. He put a lot of value into that girl that he was in love with, and it kind of was giving obsession even in the human sense. Like obviously the obsession that he gets for women as a vampire is much more intense, but like it's pretty intense as well as a human to devote all of your poetry to this woman who you are so in love with and only have eyes for her, and she doesn't even realize, like, she doesn't care for you. Oh, it's kind of giving him and Buffy, you know what? Oh my God, maybe that's kind of part of it as to like why, because I was going to talk about why does he feel this thing for Buffy now? And it could be, I kind of want to look back to see what that woman that, what was her name? I forget her name already, but the woman that he was in love with that was human, what she looked like, if she has any resemblance to Buffy, because maybe that has a part in it. But just the fact that she was not interested at all, and in his mind, this is the love of his life. Seeing that play out in Buffy, it's like maybe those emotions that are like in him from being human, and maybe now he kind of gets off on the fact that she's not interested and never will be, and he's beneath her, as she said, you know, that makes him want to be with her. He got Drusilla, but, you know, that kind of just happened very naturally and easily for him. When it comes to Buffy, him looking at her as kind of like a challenge, he didn't get the girl who didn't care for him in his human life, but now with Buffy, maybe he can, you know, and it's like just getting off on the challenge, you know? But yeah, so seeing him as a human was interesting. He kind of reminded me of Wesley in a lot of ways. Like he was very awkward and stumbled over his words. I did feel for him, you know, the public humiliation he went through. It hurts when you love someone or think you do or like someone and then you get rejected. Like those are all things that I can empathize with. And then walking into Drew, who just knew exactly how to manipulate him. I completely forgot or didn't know that Drew was the one that turned him. I'm sure it had to have been mentioned before, but I'd forgotten. So then it was cool to see that unfold. Even she saw in him that like he wanted great things for himself and he wanted to be seen and heard, and she promised those things. And yeah, him joining the little pack of Drew and Angel, who was so annoyed about it, which was also funny to see. And Darla constantly needing to prove himself, probably because of the rejection he faced in his human life. Becoming a vampire, he's like, man, I can make shit happen now. And then he did, obviously, and it's terrible. But yeah, then also what is really interesting to me is the flashback from 98, like when him and Drew left Sunnydale, like during the show. Seeing that demon with the antlers was hilarious. I feel like that was mentioned before. I feel like that's an inside joke, not even an inside joke, but a joke from the past that's being brought in visually here, from what I'm remembering, and that's so funny. But no, yeah, it's interesting that Drew, it seems like obviously in the past Spike told us, well, Drew is going off with all these other people and he wasn't into that. Apparently he's a monogamous kind of guy, which is interesting for a vampire again, but you know, that's what also intrigues me about him, is he does have his loyalties, and he was, you know, loyal to Drew, which is just interesting. But until Buffy, and it wasn't exactly just Drew going off with a bunch of other demons that split them apart, it seems. She pointed out to him, like, she can't be with him anymore because she can just feel that his obsession with Buffy every time they're together. So she's like not into that. And it's like so interesting that his obsession with Drew shifted over to his obsession with Buffy, and he was trying to suppress that for clearly a really long time. He still is to an extent, but he kind of tried to go for it in this episode, which is crazy of him to do. Like, of course, Buffy's going to just call you a loser and walk away. Like, it's not gonna happen, at least not this soon. Interesting that she won't kill him, but like, I get it, because she feels bad about like killing something that is not a threat. Like, he's not a threat to anyone, so morally she's not gonna kill him. But you know what, like, he is a vampire, he's done so many bad things, and who knows, maybe one day that chip in his head, it's done, and all of a sudden he can kill again, and someone dies because we didn't take the chance to kill him when he was down, you know. So it's interesting to me still that she's chosen not to. But what really was intriguing to me was that last scene, because up until the last scene, everything that he's done has seemed very much soulless, selfish, vampire obsession. But then the last scene threw me off, because he's going over here to kill her because she brings up some traumatic memories for him. He sees her crying and decides to sit with her and ask if she's okay and if there's anything he can do. It's like a complete 180. And I'm like, interesting. Like, we need this 180. If we're gonna do this romance between them, we do need a 180. We do need him to change. But how is that possible? That's kind of where I'm at right now. I want it to be possible, and I want to fall into it because I love an enemies to lovers. I think that they have a lot of interesting history. They're just two really interesting people, and it would be so cool to see them like make it work, obviously over time. But the 180 at the end of the episode was interesting, but like, it doesn't make sense to me yet. Like, why does he, I'm just so curious of why he feels that way. How he's capable of empathizing and sitting down with her and caring about what she's going through in that moment. That's what it seemed like was happening. And I'm like, how and why? This was a really fun episode. Also, the whole sequence of him explaining how he's killed the Slayers and then basically saying, oh, him saying a dance is all I've ever done is also really interesting. It felt like his way of saying, I've never really tried to kill you and you've never really tried to kill me. Like, we've just been dancing together this whole time. And that is a big statement to make. A rewatch of this show is going to be so fun. But it's like, okay, if you're saying that, why is that? Why haven't you pulled the trigger? Why has she never pulled the trigger? I feel like she like genuinely has tried to. I don't think she's aware of like this fact that we're just dancing. Like, it seems like that's all in his head. It's more of, why aren't you pulling this trigger? Like, what is it? I don't know. Again, is it just because he's keeping her alive because he wants that challenge and he wants to conquer her type of thing in that way that like he wasn't able to when he was rejected as a human? Or is there something to him that makes it more than that? And is there something that's going to make him capable of empathy, which is like the main thing that vampires just don't have? And then him saying that every Slayer has a death wish. Like, to me, it felt like he just knew the timing of when it was time to strike. That could be another thing too as to why he hasn't killed her yet, is he knows she's not ready, because he said, you're surrounded by people who you need to be here for. The Scooby Gang, your mom, and your sister. Like, those are the people that are keeping you alive right now. It's not you hitting every punch correctly. You keep yourself alive for them. And the minute that you don't have anyone else is when your art of death is going to turn itself on you and you're going to give yourself over to it in a way. It's like, I don't know if it's like a completely conscious decision, because it's like the vampire slayers he fought were still trying to put up a good fight. And even the one in China was like, tell my mom I'm sorry. So she still had somebody that she was staying alive for. So I don't know about that. I don't know if his theory is completely correct. He had no idea that she said that though. He's like, I don't speak Chinese or whatever. But yeah, he clearly has this belief that killing a Slayer comes down to good timing and their death wish coming to fruition. And he knows that she's not there yet. And it's a really scary thing to hear. Like, hey, Buffy, eventually you're going to lose your will to live. Like, that is terrifying. It's like just interesting how he put it about like death is your art. I don't know, that whole monologue about this is what you perfect, this is what you do, you're around it all the time. There's a part of you that's curious of what it's like that's creepy to think about too. This was a really interesting episode, really fun. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one.